Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the GVT show. I'm your host, Victor Hines, and as always, it is a pleasure to have you here with me. So, Arsenal up against Liverpool in the FA Community Shield. The FA Cup winners up against the Premier League winners. Now, this is the curtain raiser for English domestic football. It seems just like yesterday that English football was coming to a close, but it is already opening up. Now, of course, the coronavirus pandemic has altered the flow of things, and we spent a lot of time with no live footballing action, which was pretty boring. But now it's game after game, football after football, and as football fans, we're loving it, we're enjoying it. Now, back to the basics, back to the point. Arsenal up against Liverpool in the season opener, the first game of English domestic football, and what a game we have on our hands. Now, the last time these two came face to face, which was in the Premier League, Arsenal ended up defeating Liverpool by, I think it was 2-1. 2-1. But the last time they faced each other in the FA Community Shield, Arsenal ended up 1-0 winners, and by that time, boy, did we have some stars on the pitch. It was during the time of Dennis Bergkamp, the time of Thierry Henry, the time we had Steven Gerrard for the likes of Liverpool, Robbie Fowler, and this time, well, I have to say, we do have some big stars on the pitch going up against each other. For Liverpool, Mohamed Salah, Sadio Mane, Roberto Firmino, Arsenal, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Lacazette, and now they've added on a few new names that I think we're excited to talk about, and I'm going to get into that just real soon here. Now, Liverpool won the Premier League by a difference of 18 points between them and the second place Manchester City. But however, there was a 43-point gap between them and Arsenal. That just speaks volumes and measures of how good Liverpool were last season. However, this is a new season, and starting it off with a piece of silverware will give them a huge boost going forward. Now, Arsenal had a pretty dire season last, finishing in 8th position. However, they ended off on a pretty strong ending, I should say, because they won the FA Cup. They defeated Manchester City, they defeated Chelsea along the way to FA Cup triumph. So they're looking pretty good, and Mikel Arteta has gone on into this transfer window and has actually brought in some pretty impressive signings. Now, we all know that William Saliba was coming to the Arsenal squad back in January. They signed him back in January, but was loaned out to Saint Etienne still to finish off the season. So it's going to be pretty new, exciting faces that I'm excited to see for this Arsenal side, because you know what, last season they were lacking a lot of personnel in certain areas. They were lacking a really good defense. There were still gaps in striking areas, and Mikel Arteta has just gone on and revamped the squad. Not a lot of players, but he's revamped the squad, and I'm excited to see how those players actually play out. Now, Arsenal went on to sign William Saliba, as I mentioned before. They've signed Willian, and they've signed Cedric Soares. Now, we saw glimpses of him. However, he was injured. He was injured for most of his loan spell at Arsenal. However, they went on to make that deal permanent. So at least now we're going to see a little bit more of Cedric Soares. We're going to see a little bit more of Pablo Mari. Pablo Mari played one game for Arsenal before he went out injured, and I think he's back fit, and we could possibly see him play. Now, Willian moved clubs on a free transfer from Chelsea to Arsenal, and I think that is their biggest signing so far this season. Willian is an accomplished player. He's been around England for a pretty long time. He's won the Community Shield, he's won the Premier League, he's won the Europa League. So this is a really good player coming into this Arsenal side with young attacking players. You have the likes of Eddie Nketiah, you have the likes of what are their names? What all I can say is that Arsenal have a lot of young players, young attacking players in there, and Willian coming into this squad, he's like a beacon now, because now he's going to come into the squad. I'm pretty sure he's going to play a lot of games, but at the same time, these younger players are going to be looking up to him. They're going to be learning from him, and this is one transfer that I have to give credit to Mikel Arteta for. Now, people are saying that he's old and he's coming to the end of his career. Yes, but we've seen him last season. We saw what he was doing. He was still banging in goals. He was still a pretty decent player. And he's going to come in. He's going to teach his players the roots. He's going to be like, this is what you're supposed to do in this area. This is how you strike the ball. This is how your movement is supposed to be. So this is a pretty good signing by Mikel Arteta, not only like for the short term, but even for the long term. It's both a short term and long term project. He's going to be here for like 3 years. He's going to possibly add something to this Arsenal side, but at the same time, he's going to be teaching these youngsters the ways, the roots of how to be a better attacking player because he's been in the Premier League for quite some time now, and he's a pretty decent player in my opinion. So I'm excited to see the likes of William Saliba. He's a young defender, a lot of potential, a lot of impressive reviews from scouts and what have you. So William Saliba, Willian, Pablo Mari, we saw glimpses of him, and I'm still trying to see what his ceiling is. I'm still trying to evaluate what sort of player he is, but from the little glimpses I've seen of him, he looks pretty decent. But I think if he does make an appearance in this FA Cup Community Shield, going up against the likes of Salah, Firmino, Mane, then we can tell what sort of player it's going to be. But yeah, I'm excited to see those players play for Arsenal. And then you come in the likes of Liverpool, who haven't been that active in the transfer window. We all know that they are in for Thiago Alcantara, UEFA Champions League winner, but that is still in the works. They're still negotiating and trying to come up with a fee with Bayern Munich so that he can complete the switch. But they have made one signing, and that is Kostas Tsimikas. I think that's how it's pronounced, Kostas Tsimikas. Now, I haven't seen a lot of Kostas Tsimikas, and I haven't taken the courtesy to go on and watch a few of his videos or read a lot of his reviews. And I think I'm curious. I'm curious to see what sort of player he is. I'm curious to see what Jurgen Klopp saw in him, and I think I'm leaving that curiosity for this season. I'm waiting to see what he has to offer. I want to be surprised, you know. I want to be surprised. So I'm not going to go into and watch his previous videos or whatsoever. I'm just going to watch and see whenever he does give him game time. I'm going to be watching him and observing him and see what sort of player he is. Now, he's a left back, and I think Jurgen Klopp wants to create a little bit of competition in that area. You know, Andy Robertson has been pretty comfortable, and well, he's been a pretty decent player. He's played a really big role, and you could say he's one of the vital players in that Liverpool squad. So if Kostas Tsimikas comes in and is a pretty decent player and gives him a little bit of competition, then it could be interesting. It could be pretty interesting. I don't like players actually being so comfortable in an area with no competition at all. I like seeing competition. I like seeing this player coming in, doing something different, and then putting their player on pressure. And by the time he comes in, he does something different. That makes a team more exciting. That is from my perspective. So I'm leaving my curiosity. I just can't wait to see this kid play, and as well as loads of other Arsenal players. Now, both Arsenal and Liverpool have won this trophy 15 times, so a win for either one could give them an advantage of going ahead by one in terms of competition. So it's a big game for both sides, and a pretty important game, I should say, because if Arsenal do win this game, then they're gonna have a pretty big boost going into this upcoming 2020-21 season. And if Liverpool win it, then you know, they'll have the mentality that, you know what, we can go again this season. We can put on the same run that we put on last season. That's in case Manchester City don't end up signing Lionel Messi. But that was what we have. Arsenal up against Liverpool. Arsenal fans, there is a trophy on the line for your club to lift, and perhaps time, or perhaps I should say, an opportunity for you guys to celebrate once again. For Liverpool, another trophy as well on the line. If your team do win it, then just consolidates what we know Liverpool to be nowadays, a really good and title-winning team, you know, trophy-winning team. So Arsenal up against Liverpool at 6:30 p.m. EAT. You won't want to miss that one. Thank you for tuning into this video. Leave a like if you did, and smash the subscribe button if you're new. And I'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace out.